Hi, my name is Catherine Bond. I'm the program coordinator for the QBIC program at FIU. I want to take a minute to explain to you a little bit about what QBIC is and also address some of the questions you might have as a transfer student. This specific presentation is for transfer students. So if you're not a transfer student, we have a different video I can share with you. We can also talk via email or on the phone or in a Zoom conversation. That also does apply to any transfer students interested in QBIC. I'm happy to talk with you individually, but this is just a brief overview of what QBIC is and how, as a transfer student, your credits and things may apply when you transfer. So first of all, I'll do a brief overview of QBIC. I'll go ahead and share my screen and share this PowerPoint with you. Let's see here. Okay. Alrighty, so wait from the beginning. All right, so QBIC is a program specific to biology students at FIU. So if you're not a biology student, you won't be eligible to apply and enroll in QBIC classes, but we do have a lot of students who do 2 degrees. Some get a degree in chemistry or biochem and then also biology. So if that's of interest, I encourage you to listen. Also, this program tends to attract students who are interested in medicine or any sort of medicine, really, PA, even some nursing, medical doctor, any of those fields in veterinary science, dental medicine, and then also students interested in a PhD. So if you're interested in going to graduate school to work in the research field, then QBIC is a great program for you. A biology degree in itself is a great option for you as a student going into these fields. So let's dig in on this. Okay, so QBIC is a track within biology. Like I said, we're an integrated curriculum. The quantifying part of our program is talking about the integration of the math and science. Obviously, as scientists, you're all going to have to do math classes, and we're hoping that with this integrated system that you'll find a little bit of interest, I guess, in the math field through the biology education. We do offer scholarships to be in QBIC, as you can see. So if you're a freshman or sophomore, $1,000, but as a transfer student, you'll be either a junior or senior, most likely. So it would be $1,250. This is on top of other scholarships you have. So if you have everything paid for, you still get our money. Let's see. Okay. I'll touch on this briefly. It's not as important to address right now, but we do have a typical layout for our classes with the lecture and lab. So as you know, as a transfer student, if you're taking, for example, Biology 1 lecture, then there's typically a lab associated with it. Obviously, the core of our program are the math classes. PLTL is peer-led team learning. And this may not be as relevant to you as a transfer student because it's typically in the freshman and sophomore years, but you may come across this, and we can talk more about that if you do. And then the journal club. So this one is important to our transfers and to our students who start with us freshman year. So this is basically an opportunity for you to read scientific writing and then learn how to discuss it, write about it, really just comprehend it. Because sometimes, this scientific writing is very challenging to read and understand. So what this is doing is teaching you how to pull out the core information needed from these research articles and then discuss it. A lot of students who go through through the Journal Club program, I'll hear from them from med school and say that it's one of the best classes they ever had and how well it prepared them. So it's a really cool class that most students do very well in. So, and they're typically assigned to each lecture class. So, for example, if you're taking evolution lecture, then you'll have an evolution journal club. If you're taking ecology lecture, you'll have an ecology journal club. We do have a mentoring structure. Basically, you have program advisors, which is me for QBIC. And then we encourage students to get involved in research. So if you're involved in research, then you'll have a research advisor. Your professors, instructors, they're all going to be a mentor to you. Graduate students, they teach our journal clubs. That's going to be another connection and another mentorship opportunity. And of course, the directors of the program, who are the people who are managing our entire program. So you have a lot of opportunities to get mentorship and talk with people that can really guide you through your education. We also offer really small class sizes. So this is an example here. This is 484 student seating it in a class, and you can see it's a lot. It's really hard to connect with the professor. They're very overwhelmed by the amount of students. But then you look at this, and this is 30 students. So it's a considerably smaller, and it's really an opportunity to connect with the professors and with other students in your class. Okay, so eligibility. This is where it's going to get not as complicated, but with you as transfer students, your eligibility is going to be a little bit different. So what we're going to need, I have it on there, are eligible to apply. So basically, we do want to know what your high school GPA was. We want to know what your SAT score or ACT score was. But we really are looking at your transcripts from when you transfer in. So once you have all of your information put together, you're going to do the application online through the QBIC website, and you're going to make sure that your transfer credits are in the FIU system. And if you're in your last semester at whatever institution you're at, then it might not be there, and that's okay. But we can see what is in there. And then if I need an unofficial or something, then I'll ask you for your unofficial transcript when you apply. But there is a requirement for 2 letters of recommendation, which we can talk about offline as well individually. So if you are having a hard time getting that or something, then we can have a conversation about that. But for the GPA, a 3.3 GPA is a good base for your transfer GPA coming in. If you're a little bit lower, a little bit higher, obviously higher is good, but if you're a little bit lower, it's okay too. Just let us know. You'll have an opportunity to write a personal statement through your application, so you can just let us know, and then we can discuss from there. Let's see. We do take AP and dual enrollment credits, so if you have those should transfer in fine. And then this is just showing that it works. Our ETS exams, those are basically exit scores that every biology student takes, and you can see that the QBIC students are doing much better than a non-QBIC student. And I think that has to do with the quality of our professors and also the small groups and small classes. So what I'm going to do is skip ahead a few. These are some accolades that are pretty fun, but we have very successful students. And then, okay, so this is our curriculum. I know this one's really small, but what I want to do is let's talk about the transfer credits too. So an ideal student as a transfer student is coming in with Bio 1, Bio 2 completed, Chem 1, Chem 2 completed, and preferably calculus or pre-calculus or something on the math spectrum. If you haven't completed all of those, it's okay. We can talk about it and we can work it out. But basically, so what you would do is you would be picking up with sophomore year classes, even though you'll be a junior. And if you look at this curriculum, you see that senior year, there's only 1 class for QBIC. So if you've completed all these prerequisites, and there's an assumption also that you've completed your like English classes, humanities, those types of things, then you should be set to pick up with that sophomore year curriculum with genetics. And then you see ecology. If you've taken Orgo, that's even better. That's a class to mark off the list. But really an ideal student has taken all of those freshman year classes that you see there. And then essentially we'll move the Science Cafe, which is our senior seminar, we'll move that to to go with the cell bio and evolution classes there, if that makes sense. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up another screen. And one second. So I have a, there it is. Okay. So let me share this again. There we go. Okay, so I have a transfer class. There we go. So like I said, it's ideal if you've taken Bio 1, 2, Chem 1, Chem 2, and pre-calc or algebra. So what it would do for you as a transfer student is it would put you into genetics lab, the journal club, Orgo, and Calc 1. So it'll depend, every person's going to be different. So it is going to be case by case. But if you've taken, if you've taken calculus already, then we'll put you into Calc 2. If you've taken Calc 1 and Calc 2, we'll put you into Stat 1. So it'll be a case by case situation, but this is kind of an idea of what to expect. So, and then your second fall, so presumably your junior year, your senior year fall. So did I just skip? Okay, oops, okay, first spring. Okay, let's start this over, sorry. All right, so first fall, you see there is genetics. Your first spring would be ecology and Orgo 2 and wherever we are in the math. But again, if you've taken any of these, then that's great. We just check it off. And then in summer, depending on where you are with your math, you may have a math requirement in there. And then, but also you're going to owe some other requirements for upper level classes at FIU for bio. So biochem, if you're interested in medicine, that one's essential. Physiology is an option. There's distribution requirements. There's an elective, which again, this is a case-by-case discussion, which we will work out a plan for you to take the classes. The second fall will be these classes. Some students that are transferring in have already taken physics, and that's awesome. Glad to hear it. Second spring, and then you see here is the Science Cafe. So that's the senior seminar that we're pushing into that second year for you. Second spring would look like this. And what you would do is, if you haven't completed your other bio requirements, you would fill it in there. So again, like I said, and I'll keep saying it, this is going to be a conversation individually, but this will give you an idea of where you are. And I can also send you this document to help you. It's not too glamorous, but it's functional. So that's kind of it for the brief overview and kind of what to expect. I do get a question frequently of what are the benefits of QBIC? And well, first and foremost, it's a scholarship program, and that's a nice benefit. Secondly, I mentioned the mentorship and the opportunities to build relationships, which is going to be essential for you if you're interested in medicine or interested in getting a PhD. You're going to want to have relationships for recommendation letters and things, and also for your own personal benefit, because there's a lot of conflicting advice out there. So it's really good to have people in the field who have witnessed people, helped people go through it before. And then, it's a cohort program, and it's really good. You're going to make friends, you're going to have people on your side supporting you. So that's kind of the brief overview. But again, let's talk individually about specific questions. I can look at your transcripts. We can do that. And then we can move from there. But we would love to have all transfers apply. We don't want anyone to self-filter. So if you don't meet a requirement and you're feeling anxious about it, still apply and let's talk, because I've seen great success from students who are maybe just a little bit below the requirements. I don't want you to filter yourselves out. So, but reach out to me, QBIC@fiu.edu with questions. And then also we'll talk, and we'd love to have you apply. Thank you.